going on, my fellow dads? Welcome to another Fearless Friday. And I thought that would be a great moment to discuss what I read this morning in one of the dads groups that I am in. And it was about slapping your kid on the ass, right? So I think there's a lot of different opinions on that. Some say, yes, it's good to slap your kid on the ass. The others say, absolutely not. And then there's tons of people in between that say, then it is a good reason, and then it's not, etc., right? I think for every single person that says that, I mean, there's something to say in pro and against, right? In this conversation, however, and I will get back to, hitting your kid on the ass or not, and what my view is on it. However, in this case, the guy was mentioning that the daycare that they were bringing their child to, I think the kid was like 2, they were teaching it how to be body trained, and the kid was being slapped on the ass by one of the people from the daycare. And that, for me, struck me in awe, all right? So let's be absolutely clear that, in my opinion, there will be nobody hitting my kids, right? It is absolute. I was dumbstruck that the guy was actually asking for advice on what should I do. It's like, that's like a no-brainer. That's like bringing any single entity into the issues, talking to every single person that has some sort of power to nip that in the bud real fast. Especially because they found out that it wasn't the only time. And that the person that was taking care of the kids was actually saying to the kids, like, you have to behave, because if not, I'm going to spank you in the ass. It's like, what? Wow. That's just terrorizing your kids. So that said, if you notice that at school or whatever, because I heard another mom yesterday on the playground talking to one of the children, asking them about how are you getting punished, right? If they misbehave, how are they getting punished? And they were actually putting in the corner. They're putting against the wall to look at a door, stuff like that sometimes as well, depending on how they behave. I was like, what? That's like we're going back to the Stone Age, right? And I saw another great post that was saying, you don't discipline your kids that way. We discipline our kids by teaching them things, right? That makes absolute sense. So that said, slapping your own kid, right? Now, it's a very difficult subject. Again, some people do, some people don't, right? Now, some people say, look, my parents slapped me on my ass and look how I turned out. I turned out great. Like, I needed that correction sometimes, right? So I think with my oldest one, I slapped him once on the ass because he crossed the street without looking, and I was so upset and afraid that he could have gotten really hurt that I slapped him on the ass to give my message that I was teaching to him extra power, right? That was my thought. Now, with all the knowledge that I have now, would I have done it again? Probably not. Probably not. Because I know now that if they're in that kind of state, they probably won't take in the message anyway. So, but, as I said, and I've said many times, as fathers, we make mistakes. We make many mistakes. And then you apologize. You explain it to your son or your daughter, right? Why you did it and that you never should do it again. And with my youngest one, he's been hitting, beating, kicking, biting a lot lately, and lately, actually now it's going a lot better, but before that he was doing it a lot, and especially also with his older brother. like really punching him and throwing stuff at him and kind of terrorizing him. So with him, I started to get a different approach, because explaining to him like, hey, you're hurting your big brother, that didn't help. So I decided to take a different route and show him like, hey, this is the pain that your brother's feeling. How does that feel? That didn't work either. So, but again, I don't see it as a failure or I've been bad or I made a mistake there. That's just a process of trying to discover, okay, what's helping with this kid to make sure that he doesn't do it. That wasn't helping, so now we're taking a different approach, right? I can repeat it again and again, but there's so many different thoughts on if it is or if it isn't. My parents never slapped me, ever, right? My mom got close. She got really, really, really upset with me, but she never did. She walked away. My dad hit me once, but that was because I hit him and he hit me, and he felt really bad about that. And it's still in my head, but it was a great lesson that I was taught: do not hit your father. So again, it all has pros and cons. I think the biggest thing is if somebody ever shares with you about, hey, I hit my kid or I have slapped my kid, do not in any circumstances judge them. Like what I've seen as well in that post is like, nobody should ever hit their kids. Fine, that is your opinion. But do not put your opinion on somebody else that they have to do it as well. You don't know their situation, you don't know them. And plus, besides that, it is their family, it is their kids, and they decide what is best for them, not you. Now, you can ask them questions to see and make them guide and see maybe your view, but never tell them like, that's wrong and you should not do this and you should do that. Doesn't work that way in any situation. First, try to really discover and get to know the person before you start judging anybody. And I think even then, you shouldn't judge anybody at all. It doesn't help that person. It doesn't help you, right? When I teach, when I'm with my clients, I never tell them what to do. Asking them questions, I'm trying to open them up and find the answers within themselves. So if your higher self says you absolutely shouldn't hit your kids at any times, and you do, you have to figure out yourself, what is it that makes me do this and how to improve it, right? All right, I hope this helps. It's going a little on a rant, but again, it is so wonderful to see in these dad groups, sharing vulnerable situations of what's going on and asking questions and each other, helping each other out. So if you're a dadpreneur and you're struggling with something, or you just like to have like-minded dadpreneurs in the same group, create your great environment. Right now, I got 71 dadpreneurs in our group called Fearless Father. Check it out. You can find it on the page. It's connected to the page. And you can join us. Make sure you fill out the 3 questions, because if not, I will not, under any circumstances, accept you. All right? Looking forward to meeting you there and helping you out even more. Have a fantastic Fearless Friday, and I will talk to you guys later on when I go live with Peter King. Take care. Bye-bye.